with me. I mean, you guys, this is overwhelming. We've been following them, and to their credit, they're trying to do what they're trying to do, and that's why I was just trying to explain to him. So, he did his job. We're all doing our job now. What is going on? I mean, we've got store owners with weaponry. We've got bands of different vehicles, and we got, what is that, a flashbang or flashbang, right? And I know they were following them over there. I mean, what can you tell us?
Yeah, it's, this is just basically you have individuals who are set on basically destruction and theft and just nothing but criminal activity, and they're taking full advantage of the protests and the message that's trying to get out about the injustices, that need to be addressed. And we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Everybody in law enforcement agrees with that.
So in the scheme of having, we're going into our curfew and it's nightfall.
Correct.
And you guys are running up and down, doing a great job. Are we planning on bringing in perhaps like some National Guard or something to help you guys out?
Well, the National Guard, as you know, are already deployed. And today we also heard the president make a declaration. So we hope it doesn't get to that. We hope that the public will band together. They'll talk to their relatives, their brothers or sisters who may be partaking in this illegal activity and just stop the chaos, because it's not helping anybody. It's just creating more chaos and more pain and suffering for everybody. So.
And it's interesting because if we can go see over there, one of the things, and you and I were back here in '92, and we remember, but I never saw, whenever you see officers today, you see people gathering and confronting them, which I had not. Usually people ran away from the line.
Right.
Now, wherever you guys are gathering, you actually have people coming up and yelling at them.
Well, again, we have nothing but support for people that want to express their First Amendment. And a lot of it is angry First Amendment expression. So we understand that. When it becomes violent, when it becomes lawless, then we have no other choice but to take action and try to stop that, because nobody wins. And the message gets lost in the violence and in the anger.
Christina, I don't know if if Andy can answer this, because he wasn't here when it happened, so it's unfair to put him but there are a lot of people that are watching that would have just seen an African-American woman who was a hero in her community, working to protect the community, who literally waved down the police for help, and then moments later she's taken into handcuffs. They assumed that she was a suspect. That is a very bad image for a lot of people who are literally in the process of protesting systemic racism within police departments. Can he talk about that, or can anybody there talk about that?
I'm going to ask him about it, but I do think that's the reason he rolled up. I think that's what he saw. And what, our anchors are asking is, you see, we had been here for a while, and the African-American woman was talking about protecting this place. When the officers rolled up, they put her in handcuffs, and that's an image that is a very difficult one to see. And once we figured it out, I don't know if you were here when that happened, but can you speak to that? Because that's sometimes what people see.
So you were here, and I was watching your live broadcast, and that's why I came from my station.
Thank you.
Because I saw the confusion. But that's what officers are faced with all the time. They have citizens that are flagging them down, which is what was occurring here, not knowing what's going on. And until they sort everything out, they don't know who they're dealing with. They don't know if they're good guys, bad guys, and so we have to get it under control first and then sort everything out.
And one of the suggestions perhaps for our viewers and people, I think the guns is what actually set off the mindset. The guns that were legally owned by the liquor store owners, but still. Yeah,
we really discourage citizens from arming themselves and protecting their properties with guns. I understand it, but you can see what happened here. This could have been very tragic, where our officers are approaching. They see people who have shotguns and people who have been waving them down, thinking that maybe there's a robbery here, maybe somebody just got shot. And you got store owners who think they're doing the right thing and are entitled. But this is where great danger is.
And that's the problem, because we've talked to people who their places have been trashed today, right close to where we had a protest, and a lot of officers, and they're feeling like they have to arm themselves.
I understand, and I feel for them. And we have to really be cognizant of the fact that, our officers are doing everything they can. And when they come upon a scene and people have guns or weapons, one individual had a knife, a very large knife in his waistband, we don't know what's going on. And so until we control it, and oftentimes that means pointing our weapons at them to get them to comply, disarming them, searching them, and then figuring out what's going on.
I think, and hopefully that will be something that, because I know people are listening, and that's something important, because a lot of people are armed up and down the street. I've seen it, you know it, and I don't want somebody to get hurt, and neither do you. Do you have any other questions for Andy before he runs off? Because I know he...
The first instinct, though, is to handcuff a woman. I mean, that's where I think a lot of people will be lost in this.
I think the first instinct, they're asking if the first instinct is to handcuff a woman and people.
So if we don't know what's going on in this lawlessness right now we're under curfew. So technically everybody that is out here is subject to arrest, which means that we can lawfully detain you, which means we can handcuff you, search you, particularly when there's weapons that are visible. So that is going to happen. What we would encourage everybody to do is to avoid that. But if the police do approach you and you've done nothing wrong, just cooperate. Don't explain until we get you controlled. Then we will ask you the questions and contain you and figure out what's going on.
Does that, can we let him go now?
Yes,
Christina,
please pass on our thanks and regards to Andy, who we both like
I know you have to run.
appreciate
Thank you so
very much.
Be safe.
And our friend over the years.
My apologies. I should have my basket.